Hello family, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy E, the Dividend Passport Bro, back with another video. Guys, I want to say thanks to all of our new subscribers. Thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for sharing the content as we continue to grow this community. I appreciate you guys, all the love. I want to say thanks for all you guys who sending condolences for my niece that passed away. It's been tough, but life goes on, and we just have to keep a positive outlook, and remember all of the great things that she brought to this family. With that said, guys, remember, I'm just a 52-year-old man that makes video about my portfolio and my portfolio alone. So do not take this as financial advice, okay? Do what you want. That's your business, because it's your business, it's not my business, okay, guys? So let's get down to the portfolio, guys. I'm trying to make this video quick today. I know I always say that, right? Today, the market, as you can see, right, the market look like there's a lot of reds, right? The big companies, of course, are still green. Amazon, J&J, Google, Meta, Apple, Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Charles Schwab, to name a few, Tesla. These companies, right, Amazon, Procter & Gamble, these companies did pretty good today, right? There's some other companies, of course, that did pretty well, but we can't call everybody out. But on the red side, we see Microsoft, sorry, Oracle, Netflix, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Nvidia, Broadcom, to name a few, McDonald's, Costco, what else? ExxonMobil, United Health. These are the few companies that are down today in the red. But you know what? It is what it is. My portfolio actually ended up the day being down about almost $5,000. At some point it was down like $7,000. And I was like, we might rally at the end, but it didn't rally as I thought it was going to do. But we got back a few pennies, and that's good. We're getting paid. Today, the money's already in the portfolio, so we're going to be making the video tomorrow morning. I'm trying to make the video tomorrow morning early so I can push it out to you guys, so you can let me know what you think about the portfolio as we continue to grow the portfolio. Now, like I said, I'm always disappointed in how much money comes to the portfolio every week, but you know what? It's something to be, I can't be happy all the time, right? Now, as you can see, Bitcoin is down to $117,000. It's down 0.16% right now. Ethereum is also down 0.91% at $3,500. Okay, XRP is up. That means my crypto portfolio is up because I bought some XRP. And right now, XRP is at $3.45. BNB, I was trying to get some BNB, but I couldn't get it because of the platform that I use. I'm going to see if my other platform I can use to buy BNB on there and Tron. I need to check that out. It might be possible, and I can add that to my portfolio. Like I tell you guys, I might just buy $20 and let it sit in there, and then every so often I'll add to it, right? You never know what can happen, right? This thing can be another $100,000 in the next 5 to 10 years. You have no idea. So, what is $20 to you? Nothing. $20, it can buy you a cup of coffee these days. But there's a potential that $20 can make you a crypto millionaire. So, when you drink the coffee, you just drink the coffee. It's gone, okay? But when you put your money in there, right, that's going to make you money to buy coffee for the rest of your life. See, that's my kind of thinking, okay? So, Doge is 23 cents, right? Up 0.4% today in the last hour. What else we need to look at? Cardano, right? I put a little change in Cardano, and right now it's at 81 cents. I think I bought it at 50 something or 70 something cents. I already can't remember. I need to go back and check my Cardano and see where it at. Okay. Shiba is up 0.8% in the last hour. In the last 7 days, it's up almost 6%. In the last 24 hours, it's up almost 5% at 4.63% as we speak. I'll be glad when we lose another zero, but that's still ways away. But like I tell you guys, put your money places that if you don't have $5 to invest in to get one crypto, I mean, you got 0.00000 penny to buy crypto. So you can buy more. And if after 10 years, the thing might be $1, and you might be a millionaire by the time you spend $5,000, you can be a millionaire, a multi-millionaire off of 5,000 in about 10 years. Okay, more or less. All right, but this is not financial advice. You do what you want. Okay, don't take my word for it. I'm just an old man on the interweb that makes video about his portfolio. Okay, remember, it's not financial advice. All right, so you see what I'm saying right here? This is what you got to look at. This thing is growing, right? It's growing like a tick. Okay, it's growing. So if you think that, you know, 8 billion gonna disappear like overnight, I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible. But this market cap is growing, and right now, as you can see, today alone, right, the last 24 hours, $803 million. Okay, $803 million, and it's keep rising. It keep rising. So, and the day is not, you know, the day is continuing. I mean, it's 24 hours. So, you know, the next 24 hours, another hour will be another 24 hours. So this thing right here is unstoppable. And patience is a virtue. Okay, so this is like what, 8 billion. Okay, it's pushing 9 billion. We'll go to Ethereum, right? Ethereum is 425 billion. So this is like a lot bigger, right, compared to Shiba, but it costs a little bit more. It's $3,000. So at some point, Ethereum was worth like what, you know, very cheap, right? At some point, Ethereum was cheap. So, but now it's expensive. Okay, let's go to 1 year. Okay, 1 year ago, where is my thing? That's today. We go back. So 1 year ago, well, not even quite a year, right? But 1 year ago, it was still about the same price it is now, right? But at some point, it went down a little lower. And this thing don't go back further. I wish it did. You know, I wish it did. You know, I probably could look it up in my other tracker, but I'm not going to do that. But I mean, you guys understand what I'm trying to do here. If you can go back 5 years, right, and you will see that this thing here, it's been sitting around this mark. It went to 4,000 at one point. Now, even though Bitcoin been doing all this crazy growth, Ethereum been kind of been at the same price, and other stuff around Ethereum been growing, but it's been around the same price. So that's a bull run coming for Ethereum at some point. I don't know when. You know, like I said, I'm not that guy, so I have no idea. But look at BNB. Okay, a year ago it was at 5 something, and today is at 7 something. You know, so the prices is different. Okay, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. You do what you want with your money. All right, so let's get to the actual portfolio. Some of the dividends started to come in. My 1 cent, 2 cents is dropping into the portfolio. And I still have a few positions in here that I need to make a full share. And some of the stuff in here will be sold at some point, like Coca-Cola and stuff like that. I need to go back over my portfolio. And I'm probably going to sell anything that is under 10% in this portfolio. And, you know, my big boy portfolio, maybe I'll have stuff under, you know, like SCSD, stuff like that. I will keep that. But for the most part, most of the stuff we're going to be getting rid of in this portfolio. I have to go back through that and get rid of some of the stuff. And at some point, of course, it's not going to happen today, right? But at some point it will happen where I'll be selling out anything in here that's under 5%. We'll start from there and then work my way up. I'm trying to keep the positions at 50 shares in this portfolio. I don't want to go more than 50, so I got to go back in there and see what's what and what is it bring to the portfolio and make some changes. But as you can see, during the regular hour, we're down $10 and change, $10.19, and right now we got 24 cents back. So we already, you know, coming back. Okay, slow process, but we still got a couple more hours, I think 2 or 3 hours before the extended hour is over, and then we go from there. Okay, let's get to my second big portfolio. Now, guys, you can see I got income in here. I did transfer some money to this portfolio. Like I told you guys, I had some cash coming in. And if you see another thing, I sold a few positions in this portfolio. So I'm like, you know what? The market is down. I sold everything that was in the green except for PLTY. I'm gonna hold on to that for a little bit, and then during the course of the week, you know, as things become, you know, we'll see what happens. We have one good day. Some of the stuff gonna go to green, and then I'm gonna sell out and put in. But what I'm gonna do is next week, whatever paying dividend is what I'm gonna focus on for next week and buy some of those stuff, so we can collect a little bit more dividend as we continue to sell out of stuff. And then the following week, and then we're just gonna keep doing it, right? Just buy 1 or 2 positions that's gonna bring in a few dollars to the portfolio, you know. And we gonna get rid of some of the other stuff. So it's a work in progress. Keep it moving. That's it. And you know, at some point I might not be able to sell everything out of here to get everything green, but it's a work in progress. Some of the stuff today I sold. When I got them green, I sold. And then some of the stuff I was like, man, I'm not gonna get this green. It's a couple of dollars. I'm gonna sell out of it. So at some point, you know, $1 or $2 here, you know, but nothing crazy, right? Because I put the money into other stuff, and I still have cash available to reinvest, $1,500. So we're gonna wait, right, and see what happened next week. And then my positions are paying next week. I'm probably gonna buy a little bit more of that to collect a little bit more dividend and bring down the cost. And then probably about Thursday, I'm gonna be selling out of them to prepare for the next week, until we can bring them down close enough to where I feel comfortable. You know, maybe at, I would say $400 or $500, or even less than that, bringing them down less than that, and then, you know, selling everything out of this portfolio and moving into the next portfolio and closing this account down as I, you know, prepare to move this stuff into my cash management account. You know, at some point, like I said, you guys enjoy this now, because at some point you guys not going to see this anymore, because it's going to be in my cash management account. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving. And this is not accurate as far as how much we're down today. At some point we were down almost $7,000, but right now I think it's about 4,600, give or take a few dollars. But overall, the portfolio is still in profit, 2.6%, which is great. And you know what? I'm like, I got some margin money sitting there. I'm like, man, I need to spend some of this margin money, but your boy is holding on. I'm holding on for dear life as I continue to increase the margins. I'm probably not going to do any spending until next month, because I don't have to pull any money out of my portfolio to pay for anything. Now, usually I pull money out to pay for my Fidelity credit card, and I just move stuff over to that. But right now I'm good. So we're gonna hold fast and, you know, and see what's gonna happen. Okay, guys. Let's see here. I mean, that's pretty much it. The income. Let me check the income to see if we made any adjustments in here before we go to the other tracker. Come on. All right, so the income in here is at 30 grand. That means it's going to be higher in the other tracker. You know, it's a work in progress, guys. It's a work in progress. Let me see this right here. This should have already updated. I still haven't updated yet. Let me try to do an update in that while it's doing this thing. Okay, so it's updated, right? I got a little bit more positions in here, right? For now, I think these are all the positions I'm going to have in this portfolio. I might need to add maybe 1 or 2, but for now, I think that's it. I'm not planning to add anything else into this portfolio. Some of the stuff, the prices are dropping. You know, got to be mindful. You know, got to pay attention to your portfolio, guys, so you don't, you know, go into a split, something like that. Pay attention to your portfolio. So I tell you guys all the time, pay attention to your portfolio. But as you can see, my little how much I got into that portfolio is about what, $240. This thing is showing $300 in here. but we're not quite at $300. So it's estimated at $187 a year. I mean, it might be off a little bit, but it's all estimated in the income, right? It's all estimated in the income, okay, on this tab right here. And you flip it around. So Tesla, and you know, I mean, this is for a whole year. So this is just doing an estimate based on what's coming into the portfolio for the whole year. And like I said, we're gonna just work on increasing all of these from $1 to $2 to $3. And I'm gonna try my best to kind of split out the funds, so I don't have one portfolio, one positions that have crazy amount of funds in it, even though some of the stuff pay more. But I want to keep them, the amount in each position, balanced out across the board. You know, and that's pretty much what I want to do. So, you know, as I built this portfolio, you guys are gonna see it through here. And maybe once in a while I'll do a screenshot, stuff like that, but this is what it is. Okay, guys, so let's click back out of here and go to the income. So the income went down by a few dollars because this thing updates. So it updates every day, and it goes up and down and fluctuate based on, you know, estimate for next month, for next week, and all those kind of things. So this is where we are right now. Now, like I said, I'm not the 30,000. I guess it's added in the first, because we get paid on the first for the rest of this month, but the pay coming on the first. So I don't know if it's adding it into this or not. I'm not sure. You know, but you know, you guys can let me know, because sometimes it gets frustrating when the months go into, you know, when the month kind of travel paycheck goes to the next month when it's going to be for this month. But we'll deal with that next week. For now, you know, we're dealing with what we got coming in, and you know, we got this week, we got next week, and then the 30th is on, the 31st is on Thursday, and the 1st of August is on Friday. So that's what I'm talking about. So we got this week, right? Collect a few $1,000s, and then next week, you know, I have no idea how it's gonna be. Usually next week is not my good week, but we'll see how it goes, right? Now, the week of the 1st, that is normally my better week because I'm Missy, right? But like I said, we'll see how it goes, and then go from there. Okay. Future value. Now this number, of course, it fluctuates, go up and down, and let me adjust this to my lower year. I wish that, you know, I wish this thing had, you know, you could do it different years. There would be something I wish they would add to this. You know, what, you know, when you ask somebody what is your short-term goal, right? Short-term usually is anywhere from 2 to 5 years. So I believe they should be able to add a 2-year in here, and then maybe like between the 5 and the 7, maybe like a 10, like a 7, 5 and a 10, maybe like a 7-year, some odd numbers in between there, or just have the bunch of drop down for different numbers in there. I mean, it wouldn't hurt instead of doing it every 5 years, because if somebody want to retire tomorrow, they got to come here and be like, oh, but it don't really give you a full breakdown, right? It's going to give you a little income and portfolio value and, you know, your yield and stuff like that, which is not even accurate, but it is what it is, guys. Okay, so remember, this is not financial advice. Remember, I use these trackers because I'm lazy to use Excel spreadsheet. I know somebody was like, instead of you going through that and counting the stuff, why don't you just use an Excel spreadsheet? The reason why I do those screenshots so you guys can see, because people always say, oh man, this is not accurate, right? So if I start using the Excel spreadsheet, then I might as well just use my tracker and just deal with the estimate that my tracker gives, right? Instead of breaking it down week by week. But because I break it down week by week, I show proof by showing you guys the actual thing and then show my screenshots so they can see that, okay, it's coming from here. But if I just do a, if I generate it, right, and people be like, oh, you just could be making up the numbers. So that's why I usually just show it, because sometimes the thing might pay for, it might come in on the 31st, right? But it might have been for the, it might come in on the 14th or something like that. Let me make sure I got the right date so I can say that better. Right. So it might come in on the 14th, but it was for like the 12th or the 13th, right? But you might get the income to show up into your account on another day. So if I do the spreadsheet and export it to the spreadsheet, that means more work for me to have to go and separate those. I don't have time for all of that. I know my income coming into my portfolio, but the whole goal of this is to motivate others and to just shut up the naysayer who's saying, oh no, that's impossible, you can't do that, whatever. But I rest my case, guys. Today is payday, right? So money, if you got a dividend portfolio, depending on what you buy and stuff like that, you should have income coming in to your portfolio. Now, I do have a dividend growth portfolio where I keep my, my regular stocks and stuff that I buy, right? I don't pay dividend. I keep that in my dividend portfolio. My growth, right? Dividend growth, I add that with that portfolio. So, because I don't really need that 1 cent in my pay, because it pays, like 1% or some crap like that. But I got it for the growth, and so it's in my growth portfolio. So those do pay dividend from time to time, but it's nothing to brag about, right? I didn't buy it for dividend. I bought it because of the growth, right? And one day if I decide, like, you know what, we're gonna sell this or get a loan against it or whatever, that's the reason, all right? So you have to prepare yourself. Do what you think fits your investment style. What's your goal? I asked somebody the other day, I said, why are you investing? What is the goal? What is the goal for your investing? Right? Do you invest in so you can live off of it? Do you invest in so you can pay bills? Do you invest in so you can pay for a car? Have a car payment? Like I have a portfolio just for my car payment. I got a portfolio just for my daughter's tuitions, right? Even though it's my money, but instead of me giving that money to the school that I would never give back, I put it into investment, and then I take that money and pay tuition. So at some point she's gonna be out of school. She's not going to school for the next 100 years. So in the next 2-3 years, she'll be get her bachelor's, and then she's gonna go get her law degree. And we just had another conversation. I was like, yeah, depending on how well you do and where you go to school, this portfolio hopefully will still be here, and I'm still here. It will generate income to pay for law school. So hopefully she won't have to pay for tuition, and God willing, anything is possible. Guys, I tell you guys every single day, I wish I knew this when I was in my 30s, right? And I would have been way far along that I'm in now. But, I had to learn how to invest into the Costco's, into the VYMs, into the VTSS, all these different positions that don't pay a lot, but you understand the process, you understand the way of investing. And I transfer that from the lower yield to the mid yield and the high yield, now to the extreme high yield, as I call them. Okay, guys? So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to try to do that video early tomorrow morning and share the income we made for this week, and then we're gonna see what we'll do next week. So hopefully, right, we'll be on track to generate a few more $1,000s. I don't know if we're gonna get to 30, because if I count the check we'll get on the 1st for this month, then we're gonna surpass 30. But if I count it for next month, then of course that's enough. Okay. With that said, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful night, and we're going to do this again tomorrow, okay? Peace out.